Hey everyone, this is Buzzrod, and we're back with another RTS Siege Up game. And today we're going to be doing a 1v1 multiplayer testing on this map called River. And my opponent is going to be tacticomandri. I'm just going to call him Tactic. And we're loading into the game right now. Keep in mind this is still in the beta testing mode, so this is not the final version of the game. So I did experience a bit of a disconnection, and I'm just going to cut to jumping back in. So now we're starting in the game, and this is going to be mostly uncut footage. So I'm just going to play the whole video as is without any more cuts in this video. So I'm just starting out and just going to do my usual strategy where I'm just going to collect wood and trade it in the market. So initially here I actually mixed up the market and the archer range, which was a bit of a mistake by me, and I'm just responding to some messages in the game chat. So the developer of the game is actually, well, at the time was spectating this game, and so both myself and Tactic are in Southeast Asia, well, I mean like Oceania area. I'm in Australia and Tactic is in the Philippines, and the server that is currently hosting this game is in France. So there's meant to be a bit of a delay from the distance, but when I was playing the game it felt pretty fine in terms of what I experienced in delays. Most of it was quite smooth, and very similar to how I would play the game in just offline mode, where I'm just playing against bots. So I'm not really doing too much at the moment, just getting out my fishing ship to get a better supply of food, and I'm just concentrating on that because you can see I basically have no food at the moment and I'm trading that in. So right now I haven't really scouted my opponent at all. If you see on the mini map, there's like a slight speck of blue, I think it is, and so my opponent would be directly north of me across that bridge over there. So this is actually my first proper 1v1 multiplayer game, and this is available just from being part of the beta testing group in Discord, where I signed up for it. So right now I can definitely see that my opponent there has some defenses on the other side of the bridge. He's got a tower to defend that entrance, and he's got his barracks. So at the moment I don't have any troops, so that could be a bit of a concern later on, but I decide to also play it a bit safe, put down a tower of my own and defend that bridge as well in case any of his units cross. So I'm continuing to power my economy, just getting more workers, get more food, wood, which then I'll begin to trade for other resources like metal and gold. So my opponent here, he came in around the island, so what he did was he crossed the other island and then crossed onto my island. So he definitely did the smart thing. He captured the other gold mines and metal mines of the position that has no players at the moment. So this is a 3-player map, and obviously the island on the northeast of us is basically unoccupied, and so I threw down a tower to help defend. It was just lucky that he was a bit far away and I was able to build that there, otherwise I would have probably had to pull all my workers and try to defend. I definitely have enough workers to do that, but definitely don't want to be losing workers while I have no troops to really defend. So now I'm just going to power up my military, just gonna use a lot of gold and metal to get the heavy swordsman. Now my opponent here does decide to try and walk across the bridge, which is a lot more defended than going around the other way, but it's definitely a lot longer if he was gonna go around again. So he only decides to bring in one troop and see if he could sneak that in and attack my workers, but the tower and the ship took him down. So at the moment there's not too many units in the game, mostly workers, and for me anyway there's only 3 soldiers. You can see my supply is at 17 out of 30 at the moment, well 19 now, but definitely not a big army yet, considering we're about like 5 minutes into the game. Definitely one of the things you got to be mindful of is spending your resources. So that's one of the common things you do in real-time strategy games, where you make sure you spend the resources you have. At the moment I'm actually floating a fair bit of wood, and that's a bit not ideal, but also there was some idle workers there as well, so definitely could have had some more of a wood income at this point in time, but I think I'm alright. So here I just decide to sending my soldiers up into the spare island, and I'm just trying to capture the gold and metal mines there, which would give me extra income for my own economy. Yeah, so the way that this map is structured, well, in this particular layout, the ships really do help defend your island. So the fact that I have my ships right at the bridge really helps me defend my own entrance. We have all of our fishing boats protected by the ships, and I'm just going to move across now and try and enter my opponent's island from the back door. Tactic now has his own ship, but it's already going to be outnumbered 2v1 from the 2 that I made previously, and so he's going to be in a bit of trouble until I see his second ship, so it's not going to be that bad. Actually, we should both be using both our ships to attack at the same time, but for some reason we both have just one ship attacking each other. And we see an attack notification on the top where my heavy swordsmen were breaching the island over there, so we're up against a few other infantry units and archers, but my heavy swordsmen are definitely going to take that battle. And I'm just gonna head across my own bridge with a couple of the heavy swordsmen I have, and I should definitely be able to take out this tower. And from what I can see, there's not much units left for Tactic at this moment, so he's seems quite undefended, and I'm just going to walk in and start taking down these production facilities, the barracks, and some of the houses as well, attacking from both sides. So at this point it's really hard to come back, especially because if you want to rebuild any of those buildings like the barracks, you first have to have the my units not in the area, because when you try to build with enemy units too close, it won't let you do that. So with all of these production facilities gone, he won't be able to rebuild them for a while until he has a way to take down these heavy swordsmen, which he can't. So this is pretty close to the end of the game now. I just have to destroy some of the last buildings. But yeah, there's about one point in this gameplay where I felt there was a bit of latency when I was moving some of the infantry around, but I definitely missed it during this rewatch of the game. And yeah, so there weren't too many units in this game. We both had I would say less than 30 supply each of units, so the game was able to handle that quite well. In terms of a 1v1, I'm not sure how it would go, like if it was full 100 units versus 100 units, there might be a bit of issue, but from what I've seen from the other videos of multiplayer testing, it's been fairly smooth. So that's all for me, and if you enjoyed this multiplayer 1v1 game, please subscribe for more RTS Siege Up content.